Alright, hello everybody. I am chilling with the Devin-Vlogs, man. And welcome back to another brand new video. And I gotta say that this very, very interesting thing, I gotta say, surprised me and shocked me at the same time. I'm like, the Seahawks took care of business against the 49ers in their own house, in their own home, in their own stadium, too, which is gotta be so sad and embarrassed. Like, man, can you believe this? Like, Seahawks are still the champs without losing a inch. Like, they're not even losing. Like, Seahawks are just doing the way they're supposed to do, like, in a long time. Which, it just really surprises me that I'm like, wow, who knew the Seahawks actually finally had guts and pushed it in all of a sudden, which just really just surprises me out of nowhere, which I'm like, man, Seahawks just finally beat the 49ers once and for all, which was just about time, and the Seahawks have now avenged for the Bears and had now been defended once and for all and finally saved their behind once again and took care of the Niners. Like, gotta go back to injuries, please, because I mean, seriously, the Niners have gotten so bad injuries ever since. Like, can y'all just believe how we're just going to say the obvious thing in the room is that 49ers are in injuries, brother. Like, they're just thinking they were going to be ready, but that was the reverse backwards delusion that I would have ever experienced already. It was like, imagine coming back from, like, injuries by saying, it's like, let's just have one more time to go right back and beat the stinking Hawks, which never happened, by the way, never still happened because it was 13-3. I mean, they were close to get like a 20 in that, but still, like, for exactly, I am just this surprised to know what the actual heck was this between how the Niners were gonna do. Like, brother, y'all should stay injured, dude. Like, why even come back in this point when the Seahawks just whoop your ass? Literally, in your own stadium. Like, I don't get what's with that, but still, I'm just freaking wow right now. I'm just like, wow. Like, brothers, Seahawks have not gotten many injuries so far. Well, especially like a few different numbers between the injuries, but you 49ers sort of really never challenged the Hawks again. Like, brother, Seahawks just took care of you, and we finally got all of that back, all of it, which was just about time for some revenge payback. Revenge instantly in its own, back in its medicine, which I'm like, yeah, Seahawks are finally back in the thrilling road. They're back on the road. Back again without crashing to a tree, which I'm like, brother, Seahawks are just back. Like, this is the team what I want already is the Seattle Seahawks, bro. Like, come on. Like, this is gonna get good. Like, it really just makes me even happier to see Seahawks just finally staying at the top of the hill. While the Niners are just, yeah, gotta really be suffering more injuries. And just gotta say is like, oh, we gotta call it quits. We gotta call it quits. Yeah. Like, seriously. Come on. Like, isn't this too close to being obvious? Like, I love the fact when Sam Donald finally just took the Niners to school and beat them down again. Which it just gets better. Which I'm like, wow, I never knew Seahawks have the best ways of wins I ever seen. And the possibilities I've been looking on my phone went huge. It went this huge that the 49ers didn't push a single cent. Literally at the end. Well, they were pushing a little bit from the beginning and middle, but they didn't push a teeny tiny thing at the end, brother. Like Seahawks had massive possibility wins anyway. Like, bro, that's just very smart ways to say how interesting that was. Which, oh man, I was just so surprised to just see this. But it's a good thing that I am so happy to be a diehard Seahawks fan any effing time. Which, even though I might come around to say, is like, I'll be the next new diehard fan for the Houston Texans, which that's still going to be true, but I think it's going to be about the size of the hat, which I definitely explained the last time on this vlog, which I probably did explain that, of course. So, once again, once the hat gets like a new size again for like my head being around with a different size this time, not too big, too small, or whatever, as long as it just stays at its height, then yes. That's all I'm going to say is that I might wear that hat again, and I probably might say this in comparisonly again. That I would say is like, guess who got the hat? Which, even though I have not made that one yet, but still nah. I just didn't really even made it, but at this point, it might be coming around less later than you may think. But we'll just see how that will play along, what comes around for that. So, oh man, the stress is just back to being stress free without any stress again. Like, think of that for a minute. Like, it's just way better than having full stress anyway. Like, it just gets better. And also, no, I'm not too worried for Texans not to lose either, which I think they're still going to do good too, by the way, in the same version between the Seahawks version and the Texans version in that Super Bowl will be the best and rich thing possibly I'll ever be able to make in this entire time. So hopefully it's going to be an interesting way of seeing like, oh, what's going to be going in the playoffs or whatever, like blah, 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 like seeing whoever's going to get in there. Like at this point, I probably prefer Seahawks facing the Eagles at this point because why not give us the champions, the recent champions? Like, come on. Like, we're really wanting to see the current champions of the Philadelphia Fiends, of the Eagles. Like, bring us the Eagles. We want that in here. Like, it's a bird and bird fight. Like, we'll see. Like, we're wanting to see a Seattle and a Philadelphia Fiends, or the Philippines, or the Phillies, Eagles, apparently. Just bring that in here. Like, we want a Seattle and the Phillies. Sorry, I might get a little hard word at this a little bit with the other word. That it's just that exactly with that one exactly. So just trying my best not to like get my words a little bit mixed. But all I'm saying is like we need a Seattle and the Phillies match right here now. That we want to see that happen with the current champions. And I want to see how awesome and how best the Seahawks can really do against the Eagles, which I'm like, we really want to see that. I would totally want to see that as myself would be. Like, I would be stoked. I would be stoked from being surprised if that would be true. Like, man, if this comes true again, I'm going to be happy to see this in the playoffs, which I just hope the Seahawks don't lose again and stay at their feet. If they do take on the Eagles, gladly. I would totally want to see that any day. I would love to see that. So likely. And then as for other teams, well, it highly depends on whatever is going to be next, apparently, of, between the playoffs and stuff. That's just going to be like, oh, what I'm going to kind of predict to see is like the Seahawks version. Yeah, the Seahawks version. And then apparently the Texans version of winning the playoffs. It depends on which two of my favorite teams might stick in and might not lose. But yeah, for once, by the way, we do want to see how that would play out and many reasons of how and why that could happen. So I guess the only thing I can say this in a very interesting regard, possibly, is saying is that the Seahawks in their version, I want to see them win. And yes, I know it's going to be one of those other teams in the side of the AFC that might have to take the Seahawks, I think. The only team I probably would suggest and pick, apparently, is seen as a team that I would lovely, gladly to see is probably the Broncos. I mean, seriously, it will be Seahawks and Broncos. I mean, I could be wrong or I could be right at this, but don't worry and don't threaten just to say it's like no worries exactly, which I mean, I'm just guessing what I'm guessing, and I'm just guessing what I'm guessing here is that let's see if Seahawks would face the Broncos in a very good fight and a good match. A very good match in the finals in the very last two, which, bro, I swear, dude, I literally am going to say, I swear, if that is going to be true, we'll see. But if it doesn't remain true, then hey, I say that's totally natural and that's totally fine. As always each time. So I again will not totally blame or judge here, but like I said, I'm cool with the Broncos. Exactly, which I mean, the Broncos are just badass still in that first division of like the AFC. I just really am surprised for that to be up there. So totally surprised. And then, as in for the Texans version, I would totally want to see in the Texans version is saying is like, let's bring in Houston Texans taking on is um, that one's gonna be hard. I guess the Buccaneers or Panthers, maybe. I think, which I think that could be necessarily. Which not sure if that could happen, but I guess we'll find out. Which is a very good question. I would gladly to see Houston Texans taking either the Buccaneers or Panthers anyway, since I'll prefer to take that option if that's truly the best or whatever that could probably be. But hey, we never know. And we just may never know what happens in both sides of the versions between Seahawks and Texans' versions to see if that's ever necessary. But as long as that two teams aren't out, that's a good sign. But if they're out, that's not going to be that good. And it probably might stink. But as of right now, I gotta say is that, oh man, I'm just so glad. I'm just freaking glad, bruh. I'm just that glad to be happy to see the Seahawks totally winning and taking the advantage spot of the AFC West division champions. Like, let's go. So unstoppable and unbeatable, bro. Like, it just gets better every single day and every time. So, like to be said, folks, I'll say this again, is that I'm definitely going to be signing off here. So, remember, like as always, please be sure to give this video a like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified, as always, that yes, I am Joe with the Devin-Vlogs, man of the Devin-Vlog. Apparently, that might be able to sign out. So hopefully, again, we'll see you guys next time. And yeah, hopefully Texans don't lose, but hopefully, again, I won't be too worried for the Texans not to lose. So still a safe spot that we could be at a good safe spot right now. But if so, regardlessly, if not, that's just not going to look good for that. So hopefully, again, we may never know and find out to be soon otherwise. So like to be said, I'll see you guys next time. And truly, as always, see you guys absolutely in the next video. And remember, these 4 things to do is like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified. That way, you won't miss a single video that comes on this channel. So, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everyone. Have an amazing, amazing good day and night. And hope that you guys enjoyed it. And we all prayed for the Seahawks tonight, that they won and they truly defended the Chicago Bears this final good time and finally ended the nightmare once and for all. So, anyways, hip hip hooray for Seattle Seahawks. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time and signing out. Thank you and goodbye. See you next time in the next vlog. See you later and sign off.